Let us come straight down to our own state, Edo State. The election is fast approaching. Next year, barely a week or a week plus today, we enter 2024. And Edo is talking about election. This time around the prospect of parties bringing out a credible candidate, because right now it's like, from the feelings we are getting, some political parties are confused. Why? They have heavy weights in their party. The aspirants there, they work their onions, they work their salt. And they look like, who are we going to pick among this lot? Men of caliber, women of caliber, they are there. The fellows are saying, with what is going on right now, selecting a candidate that will be the flag bearer of the party will be an Herculean task for the political parties. Is it PDP? Is it APC? Is it Labour? Is it YPP? You just name it. It's like the pressure to pick someone that represents the party is so high. It is palpable. How do you think to bring out someone credible? I will start off with a former governorship candidate in Edo State, the person of Barrister Cosmas Irabo. He's been through the process. I believe that he knows what it entails to be a candidate of a political party after being an aspirant. The rigorous activities, the primaries and all that, you just name it. Do you think so? It will be different from what happened 4 years ago. Over now to you.
My brother, the truth is, I don't see any difference in some parties. Maybe I want to say they might be different in one other party. Because there are two major parties that have been in the country, and they've always operated the same system. And really nothing changed. Because if you are doing one thing, you are getting the same result, you keep doing it, it means that's the result you want. If you don't want that same result, you change your pattern of doing it. If you check, the sitting governors were always wanting direct primaries. And indirect primary is a situation where very few people will be responsible for that. And because they are few, they are easy to access by the aspirants, the very big ones. And accessing them simply means giving them money. And once you give them money, they give you the ticket, you are there. Whether you are the sellable, when you become the candidate, if you are the sellable candidate or not, that's not an issue. That becomes a problem for the party. The rest of the party not thinking of how to win the election, they are thinking of how to rig the election. That's where it starts from putting a square peg in a round hole. If they actually want credible candidates, then I would advise they go for direct primaries. It could be expensive, like they are saying it's expensive, but there's no amount that is too much to get governments, a genuine government that will at least help the people out of the present situation we find ourselves. The problem is simple. Let the parties do this direct primaries, and you will discover that with direct primaries, it is much more difficult for them to rig, because how many people can you reach out to? But indirect, so it's like you ask a question. If they send it from the former two major parties, I don't say anything different, because if you look at it, people are not very eager to contest in these parties. Why? You have some big wigs. One of them was even the national chairman of his party, and when he was national chairman of the party, it was a whole issue of cacophony that was gracefully removed. And it's not the leader of the state in the same party. What do you expect? Then the other one is the present governor, who people are saying that, the president, I don't want to start this thing, that this is how you were brought in, you are not performing, and then you are using the same system. Somebody who you just import from somewhere else, he comes in, who really does not know the terrain. Because if you look at what we are seeing now, this present governor is doing well. But the way he's doing, is it what the masses want? That's where this dislocation is. You are going to do this, bomb this, that, and all those. What we need now, I tell you the truth, roads.
Okay.
If you finish roads, enter healthcare. Then you talk about revamping the economy. Agric. If you can tackle these three things, then you're able to touch power Because power, you are able to touch power. When there's stable power, it will not influence stable security. And once that one, with due respect, once that one is there, you don't need to pay people to come.
All right.
People will begin to come to invest in the economy, and they'll be more everything.
I will come back to you. You definitely direct or indirect primaries. Direct primaries where everyone is like, CADCI members come and vote, choose. Indirect, selected few will do the vote and all that to get the candidates. Good news. What's your own idea about all this? Knowing fully well that we have heavyweight political party, they have over 30, while another is talking about 50. While in some we have 10, 15, the number just goes on and on. Picking up a credible candidate that will be the flag bearer of the party.
Well, what I have to say is this, it's unfortunate that as it stands now, primary elections within party in the country has become an affair of highest bidder. When I mean highest bidder, the candidate with the highest resources, influence, get to, get the seats, get the candidacy. That's the problem with this country. That's why, if the primaries election is not, properly done, it's unfortunate that that's why we still continue to have bad governance in this country. Because imagine someone that literally bought his way to get a party ticket. What do you expect of him to do? He will definitely come into governance to get back the money that he used to buy the ticket, from whatever source he got the money from. And in the course of doing that, you see that he will be in power for his own pockets. Or they do it as business these days. So it's unfortunate that it's a thing of highest bidder. And I'm not surprised because I believe it's not just peculiar only to one party. It's practically what will be obtainable in all the three major parties. It will be a thing of highest bidder.
All right. Eki, over to you. You've been in government. You've partaken in various primaries, both direct and indirect. From your own analysis, do you feel to be the same pattern, the same old story, or to be a difference this time?
First, I want to ask Barrister something. Barrister, are you the one that will decide for parties what manner of primary they are going to do?
I didn't say
Because you are saying they should.
He's suggesting. He has
I
said
the constitution is very simple. You can go for consensus candidates, indirect or direct. You can't choose. Choose for your party. And when you were speaking within the line, you were trying to tell us that the two major political parties with the other one. The problem will come from the one you don't even look at. But I would want to align with what my brother Good News have said. You see, I said before now that the major problem we have in Nigerian politics is party politics. Party politics in the sense that when the party comes and says, we have decided, and this is who we want, you will want to play along with the line. Although there are at times some of us, if we see that this person is not an ID person, we now play what we call low-key politics. You don't see me campaign. I am in my office. If you come to my ward to campaign, I don't mind you. On election day, I can even decide not to vote for you. Because I have not seen the leadership charisma in you. So, first, I want to say it is time we go for independent candidacy. The National Assembly should be working on that. Now, coming back to the primary, the party you think don't have problem is the one that is going to have the problem, the biggest of all. I have been going around seeing them, and when I look at some, I'll just laugh and say, these people, even if it's not a campaign time, we should be seeing more of their political ideology. If you are coming to delegate or your party member, as the case may be, to say, okay, I want you to do this, I want you to nominate me, you should also come and tell them, this is who I am. This is what I can do. But I've seen some coming to tell us, this is what I have done. And when we check, there are a lot of lies. People buying franchise for 20 million naira on the name because you want to say my guy. Is it about my guy? Even if you're on an own board, doesn't mean you are going to good as a governor. It's not about you being my guy. Myself and my guy can be in the same party and also vote for my guy because I know you can't be there and do good for the people. I don't know if you are getting it. It's not about being an homeboy. We have seen a lot of homemade politicians that have not been able to deliver the dividends of democracy to us. But what we need now, I think the party should sit, look inward. Because you liking it or not, the government is going to come from the party. So I will be begging all the political parties. We shouldn't narrow it to we have 3 major political parties. No. A breeze may come and a candidate is not given in this party. You know Nigeria system now. That same breeze move the heavyweight to another party. Like what happened in the PDP that make us smile at the pool. If there was a breeze that removed Obi, it was that same breeze that make Tinubu to win. Because when Obi left PDP, we were dancing. Because we knew that there was going to be sharing of votes in some states already. So when we are saying 3 major political parties, when I look at people saying that, I would just chuckle. What if the unexpected happened? A man you never expected to be the candidate. As an aspirant now is smiling, even on the ground, not walking on the surface. They will not say, this is what I want. You not see people say, no, I will not agree, protesting movement. Then one party, everybody begins to move and say, let's go and renovate that party, let's do this. It happened in Edo State. Nobody believed that Emerson would be the senator representing Edo South. But when the breeze came, Labour Party picked up. The 2 major political parties, they were dancing, they were campaigning, moving year to year. The man is not even have enough resources to move around like that. But at the end of the day, he's a senator representing us. So we shouldn't focus on these 3 major political parties. But let's do something. Let's beg all political parties. They should be mindful of those they are going to clear as an aspirant. They should check these persons. Do they actually have the capability? What have been the antecedents? Imagine somebody coming to say, I have been winning my ward from 1999. It's enough for me to be governor. And I look at the person and say, we should push you inside the mud now. What are you? Is that enough reason?
All right. I will come back to you. Some are saying that some of these aspirants, they are intimidating the party because of what they possess. Popularity, finances, you just name it. And that may distort the views and opinion and mentality on how the voting pattern would go in terms of electing a candidate. Barrister, what do you feel about that?
You see, the question you asked me, if I remember clearly, I stand to be corrected, was my view, my opinion about getting a credible candidate.
That was the first question.
The first
now there's another
question.
question.
Yes, I want to. And then I started by expressing my view, and I said I would prefer direct primaries. I never in any way say that is, I am imposing it on all the parties. So I want to say it because of my brother here.
All right.
I didn't say so.
All right.
And I don't even have the power to say so because the constitution states clearly.
All right.
It's all the parties that you either do consensus,
direct or
indirect, or direct.
Okay.
It depends on what you use. But I'm saying that if you ask me, I will say direct because that's where everybody will participate.
All right.
It's easy to listen. So what's your second question, the question you asked?
Oh, come on. It's not about you and Eki. Okay, the second question is, some aspirants are intimidating.
Okay, no problem. Let me
because
go back
of their finances, their popularity, and the parties right now are becoming more and more confused and intimidated on who to give the ticket.
Yes, you see, with this your question, you just corroborated what I said earlier. If you are rich, it's easier to influence when you are dealing, when the system is indirect. But if it's direct, you have quite a lot of people. So how do you do that? So I don't even see any candidate being influential. Being influential simply means you're very powerful. It just simply means your ability to attach yourself to the upstream of whoever is the godfather. When somebody comes from nowhere, as we speak now, that was never known, and then the person is being seen as being propelled by the so-called person in power, you say that one is influential. Nobody even knew him. Nobody know what you have. So where's the influence then? So it is the godfathers that the issue is. And the moment they begin to bring candidates, raise candidates that are not popular, then you see rigging. So as we speak now, with due respect, Nigeria was being viewed as a country that was progressing. I traveled out, I know what people said. during that 2015 election. But as we speak now, the whole thing is a shame, I tell you the truth. Because it got to a stage when they said, these people are getting to the level where at least a president with all the powers that he has will say, I am stepping down even before the result, even if he lost. The result had not been announced. He stepped down. We should give applaud to that. You understand what I'm saying? So, but the situation where it becomes obvious, in my personal opinion, that you lost. Because before you say you win election, you first of all say, this is what we have done to win election. When it's in a way you lost disgracefully, you are not putting yourself that I won the election. And then your so-called victory was never celebrated. But very few who are attached to your evil actions. You are not saying we won the election because of this XYZ.
What has it got to do with this EDO 2024 election?
No, I'm saying something.
Okay.
Because if...
Okay, speaking in parables right now.
What I'm saying here is
all
this.
right.
If you start wrongly, that's when you begin to do all this.
All right.
Losing elections and fighting yourself. And how do you start wrongly? It's the primaries.
Primaries. Okay. I'm going to throw the same question to you. The influence of some of these candidates. When you talk about connection, they have it. Talk about money, they have it. Talk about, influence, popularity, they have it. And we have many of them in some of these political parties in Edo State. Some are saying, some are even threatening the party. If you don't pick me or give me the ticket, I'll dump your party and go to another political party. How do you think these parties will cope?
Well, thank you, Wisin. I would say this, that let me also highlight the fact that the system of this country is also a major problem. Unlike in the Western world, where when you are born a Republican, you remain a Republican. When you are born a Democrat, you remain a Democrat. It's because these same persons, they know very well that once they are not giving ticket in this so-called party and they cross carpet to the next party, they will be given open arm or fellowship by the next party. That's why they will do so. But when they know that, there's no room elsewhere, they will sit their ass down and put us together to make sure their party works. And speaking of which, the problem of politics in Nigeria from, time immemorial till date, I would still say, is political gladiators. Political gladiators like the so-called Godfather. It's so painful that we have been sold so many lies in this country. You see one party will come and say, no one man, one vote, no political godfather, this, that. But when they come into power, they become automatic godfather themselves. It's painful. And you see, all of them, they are the same. Up the parties. And you begin to see that it's a function of mentality. So it's not even the party now, it's the mentality of Nigerians, of individuals. So not until this issue of political godfather is sorted out, we will still have selection problem for good leadership in this country. Because the so-called political gladiators or godfather, they will intentionally bring out their own candidates that will continue to bastardize the country from where they kept it. So that sole person they will bring. Check other states. I don't want to mention Rivers, the rest. Almost every state is obtainable. So that these same people that they will pick will come in and cover their political mess. And also some of these, godfather, of course, these so-called unknown politicians can, depends on what they give to them, offers, could be resources, money, to, also add more money to whatever they have. They can just bring out a candidate from nowhere who does not have political history with, with the state, who does not know how politics really should, good governance should be run. You can just pick from nowhere. So I also say for credible candidacy, the issue of political, godfathers is questionable. And I see it also coming to play, unfortunately, because almost all these parties, except for, some that just really emerged, that have not already do not have established godfather, many others already have established godfather that will choose their candidate forcefully.
Pick their candidates.
Forcefully.
Yes.
All right.
It's unfortunate.
This is where imposition comes into play. Some are saying, from the vibes we are feeling, or getting from what we are seeing, it might just be the process of imposition, and it's going to come in a cloud of consensus candidate. Festus, what do you have to say about that?
Wincy, before I answer you, I want to remind Barrister something, because Barrister said
It is not about you
someone
and
Barrister.
Barrister,
It's my
please.
party.
Okay.
When you speak to me in parable, I will understand. That's why I'm a man. He said they won and they did not celebrate.
Festus?
And it never happened. If you see the dance, Baba dance at the dinner table, you understand that that celebration was the highest.
He danced
Now,
alone. He was not
I'm
a bad
coming.
Nigerian.
You are taking it personal.
You must not come to the street like that for you to know we are celebrating. I just told you why the election was so easy. And you are taking another side. No. And the same thing will play in Edo State. Next year, after the primaries, some parties going to be 5. But my party will be different because we have the president that will say, okay, since it is like this is what I want, anybody will obey. But if you don't have, let me use the word, permit me, or you're for you. You are on your own. Now, there is no way money politics will not play next year. You know why? Without money, you can't play politics. But it will be better when you have a candidate that have money and have sense. Because from what I am seeing, some are ready to show the money. That's why I use the word. It may be a parable. Maybe it's not here. Some are buying franchise without us seeing what they can do or what they have done before. Some are telling us we are own boy. We even get money. But not be own boy with one job for this country now or for this state. We need a candidate that will tell us, while I was this, I did this. While I was this, for my community, this is how I've been able to settle things. In my community, go and check. You that the road linked to your house is not even tied. You've not been able to do it. You are coming to tell us you have the money, you want to do this. No. So why the money is going to play? The citizens are no longer the same.
Hold on now. Hold on. Before you talking about money, you mentioned something. You said you have a president that will say this is what I want to happen and everyone will obey. Is that not in position?
The president will go with the party. Because when the party says
from what you said, this is what I want. And
no. You didn't get it. I said
okay.
The president is going to go with the party decision. So whatever decision the party make, the president will tell you this is what it is. You're not going to change it.
All right. Now back
you
to the
know the same thing happened in his time.
Yes.
Where we have candidate that was being sponsored by all. But because the Lord has said it, Tinubu is your time to rule Nigeria. He became the candidate. And nobody, if you like, you go and fight. But in some parties, it's not going to happen. Because like what you said, we are seeing people going around, spreading the money. They'll tell you they have the money. But we have seen election where money fail. Money fail them woefully. So if you are good, you are good. But why you are good, the truth is in Nigeria politics, you also need the money. Why you are good, you also need this money. So the money politics must play in. Even if you are talking about the indirect primary, the direct primary. We have seen direct primary where they will come and say, okay, you are voting for this as a party man, all of you for 5,000. It will also happen. So direct or not indirect.
So you say that it still go to the highest bidder?
It will also go to the highest bidder. So what we need, that was why I said from all the aspirants, when it's time for them to start picking their phone, screening, the party, all the party, not just my party, the APC, the PDP, Labour Party, YPP, all the parties should try and bring candidates that they know can transform the state. Not just the one that have the money. Because it is from the one you pick in primary that we the citizens will now come and say, okay, we are voting for this. Don't be so confident in telling me that party A, B or C is going to win. No. It will not happen so easily. Because we the citizens, we've been able to see that there was a time we picked a man as a governor in this state and said, no, you are saying you should leave your party. No, we're going to stand with him. At the end of the day, the person has not been able to give us the dividends of democracy. What we hear is audio policies, audio MOU, audio this, audio that. Ekenwa road is not finished. You are saying this road, we want to do it again. These were the same man that the Edo people, the Edo-lites fought for him while the party was fighting him. So, Mr. Winson, I will be begging on all the parties, they should bring people, not sellable candidates, because you may think this man is sellable because we all know him. He's in this, is that. No. At the tail end, when campaign starts, we are going to dig out some profiles of all these people. We know them. When we begin to bring out their profile and tell you, you say this man is sellable as how? How is he sellable? What has he actually done? I just told you about people in their community who within their own circle, where they are boy, they've not been able to influence these persons.
All right. It's like many of you, I mean, some of you here with me, 1, 2, 3, you guys are speaking in parables. Parables. It's good to speak in parables, because if you go straight and be like, hey, if you can't prove it, please drop it. That's what I'm going, parables. Anyway, barrister, he said even if you use direct primaries, money will still be involved and it will still go to the highest bidder. So how do you think this party will bring out a credible candidate?
You see, my brother, I believe that when I'm saying, let me use myself, I start from somewhere to somewhere.
Yes.
There's always a goal, direction in what I want to say. If you listen to my analysis, I said there's direct, there's indirect. Let's forget about the consensus, because me, I don't even want to hear that. There's direct, there's indirect. I said, but indirect is easier to get to the people. Indirect. That does not mean that indirect you don't get to. But you need to be super rich to get to the people in a direct system, because they are more. It's much more difficult to get
So
to
then
them.
what is the hope of that person without money?
Now, listen. The man without money in Nigeria for today, with our mentality, with due respect, is difficult. But that does not mean that there are not some people, because I know of a colleague who was just doing 1 or 2 things in his community. You understand? Just like that. That was what made him sellable. The word I use when I say sellable, because I don't say somebody is sellable, somebody is not insellable, the same sellable. No, I don't mean to. What makes you sellable is a candidate that you can produce, and then you don't need to speak much, because what's his name? This man, William Shakespeare, say a sharp spear needs no polish. You don't need to talk too much for people to accept such a person. That is a sellable candidate. So you cannot be sellable, and at the same time, you are not sellable. He beats my imagination. So a sellable candidate is somebody who has done the little. It does not mean the level you are. You don't need to be a president to have worked. Whichever level you are, if it's grass you are able to clear for your community, and your community brings you out and is able to tell the world that this man has done this in his local way, you are sellable.
We've seen that several times. It doesn't work in Nigerian politics.
It does. It has worked. I wouldn't want to mention his name. He was a House of Assembly member. He had no money.
All right.
You understand? But though they didn't allow him in the second tenure, but first tenure, he didn't have money. He became a House of Assembly member. He's a colleague.
But someone stood by him. Someone sponsored him
because he knew that if I bring this person,
all right,
it will be good market.
Fine.
You understand?
We'll come to that. Because someone must only have that money. Anyway, we can come back to that. Let me come to you. Good news about Yuana. You've heard both of their assertions, though they went proverbial for some good reasons, but I don't want you to go proverbial, please. Just come straight, okay? Come straight.
Okay.
Some candidates, believe it or not, they're intimidating. And chairman of parties, party caucus, they are all humans. I got a whiff of that a particular aspirant is even threatening to leave a particular political party if you don't give him the ticket. Putting all these factors together, how do you think these parties can bring out someone to represent the party or their party in the forthcoming election?
All right, thank you, Mr. Wilson. Well, like I said before, it's definitely unavoidable, and in reality, is what we have been seeing coming to play, and I feel this coming election will not be an exception to that. most likely the selection from the election of the primaries will be more of, like I said before, a thing of highest bidder. When I mean
Highest bidder.
yes, it will be, in practical terms, the person that has more, influence, financially resourceful, resource-wise, and also have access to a major stakeholder in each of the parties. But it's unfortunate that all these political parties, they should not forget that the level of awareness and that the Edolites have as regards politics in the country over time has evolved, and most likely they will be looking for someone that is more credible. Because take it or leave it, I will say this, that 3 to 4 major parties, definitely that's what will be coming up, and these parties, they have all it takes for their candidate to be winners. Yes, they have all it takes. Considering with what we saw happen with the Peter Obi, in the presidency, nobody saw that bullet coming, but it came. So in other words, you will not underestimate any party. So in other words, what is the solution? What should this party look forward for? Not just about someone that have the most resources or influence, but someone that to a large majority of audience has credibility. You can bring someone that has influence, but the person should also have a level of credibility that when they look, they be like an option within the other parties that I don't like can say, because of the history of what this person have done, I'm just giving the cue to these parties. This is what they should look out for. Even if you want to, definitely money will come to play and all of that. But you should make sure that the person that eventually you give ticket to should be someone that, to a large degree, has credibility and has done something for the Edolites, and so that your candidate can have a more better chance of becoming victorious at the poll.
All right. Now, some are saying that a party this time around might either win or lose the election, depending on the format of primaries they choose to use to bring out a candidate. How true is that?
They said a party may
Win or lose the election depends on the format of primaries they use to bring out a candidate. How true is that?
We have just 3 format of primary. That is constitution. Any other thing outside is not something that will be done. Consensus, direct or indirect. Whichever way, a party that is on ground first will win. A party whose candidate has been able to bring not just the party manifesto, but the candidate manifesto will also win. That was why I started an example that some have been going around, all they want to do is to induce delegates, the money politics. But while you are giving me money if I'm in charge, I also want to hear you talk about if I am in power, this is what we are going to do. Sector by sector analysis. Because you don't just come and give me money and I'll just clap and say, money is here. No. If now take your money, put it in my pocket and I'll straw and leave you. So parties should choose any of the 3 formats they want to use. I'm not a problem with that. But what we are saying is those in the screening committee should reject some. Not 100 people buy from, 100 people skate through. No.
They should reject some.
Some should be rejected.
On what ground?
On the ground that we can't feature you now. If you win, the party will not win. Or on the ground that there are some, based on the rules, you've not been able to meet up with some. I don't know if you are getting it. Yeah. There was, I shouldn't speak more on parable. There was a time in this state, they fought him and he left. He went to the other party and they received him easily. He came and gave them problem. If they had said no, party rule said, party loyalty first. You've never been loyal to this party. You just came and even through the back door. Even if you are the president, we can't accept you to be a candidate. That would have served as an example to others that want to move anytime, any day. So there are rules in party. Those rules shouldn't be bare now. Then there are normal electoral rules that get primaries. So all parties should work within them. If, like, he said something that if he said this man is sellable, to you he might be sellable. To me, this man might be sellable, but you go to a community within the society and say, no, now. Imagine I am a Christian. I will not come and tell you the Muslim community, they are bad. I don't like them. They shoot bomb, they do this. Unlike me coming to tell you the clergies are the problem of this country. You say, no, the Muslim community. Now, I am good to my Muslim community. What about I am good to the Christian community. What about the Muslim community? So, to the Christian community, I'm sellable. But if you go to the Muslim community, the people I will always say they are bad. Now they want to vote for me. Will they vote? No. So, when you think this man is sellable, check those things that make him sellable. As a party, he's sellable. Yeah, he's okay, but don't you think this man on the other side have not been able to do this? I was watching one of the aspirants. I look at him and I chuckle and say, you that stood side by side, although he's a Nigeria factor, with your number one and couldn't come out publicly to say, no, I can't. Let's retrieve Edo back. Now you are saying we want to retrieve Edo back to the people. When you have stayed with the man that have removed governance from the streets and said, this is government task. Imana, he said, now here is the rich. We'll do it the way we want it. If we don't give you anything, it's not our fault. You are building buildings where you have remuneration tomorrow. So if I am in the screening committee and this person comes as an aspirant, my vote will be against him.
Okay.
Logically, I'll give him reasons.
Okay. I'll come back to you first. He talked about the screening committee. Do you see them having an exam time to screen these aspirants?
You see, the simple word is, in law, they say, fact speaks for itself. Say, he who asks must prove. The simple word there is sellable. Sellable is not an individualistic concept. Sellable is when you view it overview, who is more generally acceptable. That is sellable. So when you are sellable to one person, that is not sellable. Generally accepted based on antecedents of hard work, credibility, and all that. That is the word sellable. Then another aspect I want to talk about is, we keep saying, number one, not doing, number one, not doing. Or you were in party, they accepted you, before you know it, you had problem with the party and all that. Let certain things be cleared. There's no party that does not have issues. Somebody was a governor of a state. The same person was accepted without issue. In his own party, became the national chairman. That same period of election, about 3 states did not contest election because of his actions. And later he was removed. Is that also an issue that we will not begin to say something? You see, yes, this same number one person came into a party, just like you always have. Once there's a fresh comer, you have issues before you balance up. That's what took place. So, you see, if I want to come out openly, the governor of Edo State.
Hold on now.
No, I want to say something.
Please, let's go promote about because there are reasons for that. I have to put my foot down.
Yes, okay. The so-called number one person of this state, I can tell you he's doing incredibly well. For the fact that he has views to open this thing for hoodlums, Agbero sounds that have been, does not mean he's not doing something. The only thing I'll say is that the area he's hammering, which I said earlier, might not be an area that is really touching the nerves of the people. But if you look at it, these are things that will give us money at the long run. Go check the secretariats. If you are not well, you don't have a good working environment, will your output be good? It won't. Go there and see what's happening. So many other things. But the only thing I'll say is that roads, in as much as he's working on roads, not as much as we expected. But this drive is a whole lot. My own area there, they are constructing it. No government has ever done that. Go to this in what do you call it, estate here, close to the estate, like I bust out the street. As a street now, it's under construction. I've been there for donkey years. No government has ever done that. Okay. So you see, if you ask me, I will say he's doing well, and there's no party that has never had issues.
All right. Do you see parties being fragmented after the primaries in the forthcoming election?
Of course, yes. It's something that has been in existence and will not stop, because a lot of individuals, they will be offended when they are not giving party tickets, and they will feel they should jump to the next party and try to contest or try to, gain importance or relevance in that party. It's normal. It's normal. It's obtainable to Nigerian politics. So a lot of parties will be fragmented. They will lose control over certain areas.
So it's normal.
It's normal.
Now, is it healthy for the election? If there are fragments, who do you think will come out tops, picking the fragments together from your own analysis?
It's not heady, and I feel the party that is more united, that is the most united, party that understands how to play party politics, definitely will benefit from this. Because while some parties will be fragmented, other parties will gain more power force when these individuals leave. When they leave these parties, they go with their followers and their supporters to the next party. Because it's unfortunate that many Nigerians, we are so bewildered, we are so blinded, that when we begin to see an individual who jumps from one party to another party because the person is not giving ticket, it's not obvious to you that this person does not really have the well-being of the Nigeria, it does not really have the well-being of the people. Because it's obvious that this thing is for selfish interests and not for the masses.
All right. Gentlemen, you're going to have 1 minute each to summarize your points. Advice for party leaders in this election, because we're talking about primaries right now. We don't want to talk about Edo citizens. Bringing out a credible candidate. Honorable Festus, I want to start with you. 1 minute.
I want to appeal to all political parties. Let's try and select the best among our aspirants to be the candidate. Because whoever we choose may end up being the governor of the state. And I wish everybody Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Festus. Honorable Good News, your 1 minute starts now.
I want to say this, that our party leaders, party with their screening committees, you should look out for the best candidate, the most credible candidate, not just the candidate with the largest amount of money. Because there comes a place or a time in politics where money alone cannot deliver good governance or good leadership or good credible candidates. There are other factors. Look out for those other factors. And Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year to everybody at home.
Thank you so much. Barrister Cosmos, sir, but you have the last line of this
for once,
show.
I want to completely align with my brother here.
For the first time in the show.
Yeah, that whoever you choose, you see, it's a very strong statement he made. That you should choose a credible, sellable candidate, because whoever you choose might become the president and might become the governor of the state. And whatever you give is what you get. Merry Christmas. Enjoy your Christmas. I don't say to marry yet.
All right. You've been watching, you've been listening. I know you've taken one or two things with you. Edo State is our state. Nigeria is our country. Whatever decision you choose to take, have this ripple effect on everyone. Both your children, children's children, children yet unborn, even you as an individual. So make the wise decision today. In leadership position, in followership position, even as a spectator that is clapping, make a wise decision. Merry Christmas in advance, and of course, a prosperous new year. Bye for now.